Yeah, it's a totally different scenario. First of all, it's not an economic crisis. It's a health crisis that has resulted in an economic crisis. And as you said, the country is totally locked down. Now, the impact on the economy will be huge, basically because Spain is an economy that thrives on the globalization of people. And this crisis, this coronavirus, is basically affecting the movement of people, more so than even the movement of goods. So it will have a significant impact on the Spanish economy. People here, most economists here are assuming there will be a recession, and clearly a recession in the second and third quarter of the year. The question probably the economy probably will be in a recession for the whole year. The big question is how long will this last? If this is only a 4 weeks, 2 months period, then the economy will recover quickly and the loss will not be significant.
Fernando, this is a real test on health systems and on governments. When it comes to Spain, you've got a private and a public health system, but you've had a government that has been somewhat unstable, so many different elections. Just give us a sense of how you think the system will run against this coronavirus test at this point.
No, I think the health system is one of the strongest points of the Spanish society and economy. We have one of the best health systems in Europe and in the world, according to the World Health Organization. So I don't think the problem will be with the health system. In fact, the government has taken the good measure of making the whole private and public system under the control of the government, which will then make all beds in the hospitals available for emergencies. All non-emergency procedures have been postponed. So I think the health system and the health personnel is of very, very high quality. So that's not the issue. The issue, again, I think, is the economy. Is how much this is going to affect the Spanish economy, how much it will affect unemployment. We will see very large numbers of unemployed people. And the question is, has the government have enough capacity to subsidize this wage earners who will be losing their source of income? How will consumption suffer? What sort of help can we get from the European Union? What sort of new policies? Will the banks be also helped with monetary and financial policies? This is the question, in my view.
Fernando, just on that point, since the financial crisis 11 years ago, the EU has been debating the creation of this deposit protection scheme, a banking union, a capital markets union, some form of macro stabilization fund beyond what currently exists. None of this stuff has been put into place because of the wrangling between various governments. How would you qualify the reaction that we've had so far from Brussels and at an EU-wide level?
Right. I think this is going to be very important because this crisis will question again the existing European monetary union, the survival of the Eurozone. It's fair to say that since the previous crisis, a lot of things have happened. We now have a banking union process. We have a single supervisory mechanism. We also have significant fiscal union to some extent, but there are things that are lacking, and you mentioned two of them that to me are crucial to put in motion in this crisis. First one is this macro stabilization fund or facility. There are rumors that today, in the extraordinary meeting in Brussels, the Union will put in place some sort of macro stabilization fund, basically through the employment insurance scheme. This will be very important. The second point that is missing is, you mentioned the European deposit insurance system, because what we have to make sure is that all banks are treated equal and there will be no sovereign banking crisis again, no sovereign banking loop, which affected, which was one of the, there was would cause significant fragmentation of the financial system in the previous crisis. So I think that the lessons have been learned. I think that everybody understands what is at stake this time. The positive news is that at least we're talking openly about those things, which we didn't do 8 years ago, and there's been a lot of movement. So I would expect that some of these things will accelerate. As a very prominent European, Romano Prodi once said back in 2001, Europe always moves in crisis, and it moves forward when there is a crisis. We have this tendency to put the carts behind the horses, and the cart before the horses, and we only change it around when there is a crisis. This is the opportunity to show so. I think the ECB did a good job on Thursday, despite some mistakes in the communication process, but the content of the message was good. it's now time for the finance ministers and prime ministers to do the same.
Hi, I'm Joanna Bersecci, and thank you for watching. You can check out more of our videos by clicking on the boxes on the screen. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more from CNBC International. Thank you for watching.